Hello everyone, Jet here, and welcome back to my Wood Elves playthrough, where we've just done a bit of expanding over here, and we are moving back to try and start dealing with a Crooked Moon clan. Okay, I've worked out how I can trade, by the way. I need to get hold of Waterfall Palace, so we're going to push to get this upgraded as quickly as we can, and as soon as we've got our Oak of Ages upgraded again, we will confederate with Waterfall Palace if we can. If we can't, it's going to involve a war with Drufu, which I'd prefer to avoid. But I do need to pick that up quickly. Oh, I still had some movement left on him. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so how's the Empire doing? The Empire's doing reasonably. I've just allied with them, which is going to hopefully up my my amber my amber upkeep. So actually them taking here is not the end of the world. But it didn't seem to do a huge amount for my amber, so I might have to have a look and work out what's going on there. Because I really do need to up my amber production. By getting allies with all of those people around me, I can up my amber production.
If I had my way, the wild
really quite high, actually. Yeah, sure, you can have military access. Again, I'm trying to stay friendly with the people directly next to me. Now, Musilion, we might well go through. Sorry, I keep getting told off. It isn't Drufu, it's Durfu. D-U-R, not D-R-U. So Durfu, or Dur. So I'm probably still pronouncing it wrong. So I do apologise for that, guys. I'll try and start pronouncing that a bit more correctly. We do have a beastmen herd up here I want to deal with. We're going to keep an eye on them. We're spreading our forest nicely in the territory around us. However, they seem to be going away, so I might not need to worry about them too much. So we're probably going to jump back over to Kingsglade and level ourselves up just that little bit more. I do want to have a war with Clan Skyer, but because I want to get a port, because a port will be really good for income for me. But I keep getting pushed out of positions where I can do that easily, so yeah.
These are dark times.
You can push up that way. Okay, so we're on 7 now, actually. Let's have a look at all of these guys around me.
You have been granted access to the halls of Athelor.
Imprudent. You need me? You have been granted safe passage. For now. Orders received.
Just trying to get out a few more little things with my friends to up my production. The big thing for me is getting hold of everywhere here. Because that really will make a big difference to me.
Make way.
Okay, so we're just sprinting back up. Okay, let's level these guys up. So, yeah, these guys with Starfire Shards are potentially the best units until I can get until I can start getting Way Watchers out regularly. Or Way Watchers out, because Way Watchers are very good, as you can see. They do armor piercing damage as well. Whereas these guys are very good. While they do slightly less damage, obviously you've got armor piercing, magic, and fire damage for them, which is very, very strong.
Master of the wild hunt.
Ooh, we might have gone a little close to them.
Thirst for the hunt.
Let's get that leveling up, and let's end turn. What I would like to do is pump out another army, but I can't quite afford to do that now. However, with the Crooked Moons being down here, hopefully we'll be able to get quite a solid invasion of their mountains in a few turns, which will help us out nicely anyway. I want the Empire to expand, because the Empire expanding is good for me now, so I'm going to help them against the vampires potentially as well.
You stand before the king in the woods.
I will take your money for a non-aggression pact, Mr. Empire people. As I said again, I want to stay friends with those around me, because my plan is we're going to try and get ourselves a port, but we're potentially going to zerg over to the Badlands actually, guys, and try expand there and down in the deserts over here a bit. And maybe even over in Nagron. Basically, we're going to expand away from home. Because that way I've got this cluster of allies around me who will help defend me from anybody else. Right. The question is, do I Zerg there quickly to try and recapture it? I mean, the Skaven are doing what they're doing, so I'd potentially have to, if I go down to deal with the Skaven, I'll potentially have to deal with all of the Skaven.
Yes. You have my spear.
Right, how much
Onward.
regen do we get from being in our home region?
God King of the Deep Wood.
Not enough. You can just go into your home. I should get much better
Orion.
regen here. We're going to spend a couple of turns getting ourselves back up. We're upping your HP. I would like to get us a spellcaster, but it's when I'm going to get a chance to do that. And what I need to do that.
Proud daughter of Athel Lauren, beginning my journey. I go forth.
If what you seek is
You
for
see
the
the
greater
High
good,
Elves, they're neither happy nor unhappy with us. So yes, Aguilon, led by
You have been
Durfu.
granted access to
Not
my
Drufu,
halls.
Durfu.
Don't make me regret.
Yes, we will take that defensive alliance. That potentially puts me over 10 guys, which means I can potentially up the Oak of Ages, which means I will be able to confederate with one of these factions. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that Durfu will confederate with me straight away.
One word from
He
the
is the
Emperor.
one I want to confederate with first. Yes, again. I'm happy for these defensive alliances. Oh. Well, we'll enter on the side of the Empire. Which means the mountains are ripe for the plucking now, guys. For me. So that's a very nice thing. Obviously, the other thing I do want to make sure is, before I expand, I want to make sure that Durfu is currently recruited. Because he is a legendary lord, guys. So if he's not recruited when I confederate with them, I will lose him. Whereas if he's recruited when I confederate with them, I will keep him as one of my units. And he is immensely powerful. I actually find Aguilon is far better to play. As all things in the natural world, as with all things in the natural world, a denizen of the forest has shed their mortal shell and become one with the woods. Yet the question remains how to honour the body. Now that they have passed, they could be sacrificed in flames, immolated as Orion is each year, a warrior's pyre, or the body could be planted deep within the ground, allowing hungry roots of the deep wood to draw strength. Which makes recruiting things, we'll take the leadership for now.
How can I assist you? Seeking unseen paths.
Did I not just get...
the Empire.
Oh, does it have to be
Approach
a
us, friend, and make
full
your offer.
military alliance?
Sigmar's will. We cannot.
I will pay quite a bit for that, actually.
Yes.
Nice. We've got Boris Todbringer allied with us as well. Who else may I be able to get an alliance with?
Sivlaglastia.
Glade Lord, the woods of Athelloren welcome you. Misguided.
Yes? Who calls? The Empire. Who calls?
There. I want to get good friendship with these
Greetings.
guys.
We may not be the Empire, but our realm has riches and strength in equal measure.
Absolutely not.
But they are becoming more friendly with me. Where are all of the Bretonians?
Welcome to fair Bretonia.
Armored in faith. Bow before the rightful lord.
I must protest.
Oh.
I must decline.
Right, I don't want to be wasting too much money. How much is it going to cost me to actually up this when I do it? Actually, not that much.
Protector, bow before the rightful lord.
This is all
of the
getting
realm,
me extra
and I'll hear your
amber,
demands.
which is good. Which also means I can potentially get
Ask
out
a
a few
peasant.
better units. Never mind, we'll just come back to him in a few turns. Oh, and there we go. So the Oak of Ages is going. It's going to take 6 turns, however, guys. Ouch. But as soon as that's done, we will be able to get Drufu here. Sorry, Durfu on our side, and he is a really, really nice guy. So that's going to be a big buff. Okay, they're going to get me ready to move soon. How long until we can grow here again? Next turn. So that's really big, guys. Being able to get Durfu to help us now. No, Karakaiser should be able to hold that Beastman herd. There's another big Beastman army around there, so I don't want to be getting too far from home because of these roaming Beastman armies. At least not until I can get another army out somewhere. Again, I am very likely to lose territories at some point because it's very hard for me to defend. However, it's not the end of the world if I lose a few territories because I can push out, I can expand, I can pop things down very quickly, and then I can always, remove them again in the future. I also get a lot of wealth from destroying places. I know a lot of people go up into Nausicaa or hit the Badlands very early on and expand away from home, but with the new chaos mechanics that might not be the safest thing to do. But then again, I don't mind losing a few territories as I expand, so as I spread my forests over the world. The key thing is, as I've said and as I'm already doing, is making sure that I'm surrounded by good, strong allies. Right, let's get here leveled up.
The forest calls.
And you... Can we go straight there?
I live to serve.
Sorry, Dwarfies will potentially go into
true king of the earth. Yes.
Perfect.
King in the woods. Away I go.
And we're going to push around to the Grimhold.
Blade at your service. Making my way.
That's a skull reef up there. How can I see that? And we have a new tech. Right. We don't have a port, but that is a very nice, and it's extra friendship with the Southern Realms, which will help you with Telia and Order Princes potentially. I'm a little concerned about them, but hopefully the Bretonians will deal with them. I really do want to get Durfu onto my side. Durfu. Remember, it's Durfu. It's not Drufu, it's Durfu. I just need to keep saying Durfu to myself lots and lots and lots. Ooh, we have Norsicans landed up there.
That I must listen to.
No, I'm not ready yet. Soon I will come and help you. Hang on, is this little boat? It's a little tree, isn't it? I'll go have a look at that next turn. Oh, Margarita is going to be in trouble soon. Though then again, they are moving another big army up to it. And the Skaven are odd because their big armies aren't necessarily scary until they're very high level big armies. So, there's a lot of chaos corruption around Middenheim. Which kind of makes sense with its lore, but you know, that is somewhere to keep an eye on. The Empire is not big. Though they do start with more territory now. Ooh, you have some Crooked Moon mutinous gits there who will probably be hitting Karak-Izor as well. Do I turn around and help Karak-Izor? Am I really that bothered if they fall over? Because I can always go and plant some trees in this trees there if they do.
You need me?
Let's get this fell cargo. We'll take the campaign bonus. We always take the campaign bonus. So we're going to head there, then over there. Oh god, we're on -1.
I thirst for the hunt. I will grant your request.
Right, I need to get something off quickly.
By the light of the... You ask for a boon. Speak, and I will see if it is within my power to give. I will. Misguided.
Honor before... Bow before the rightful lords of
That
the...
fixes it. I was a little worried for a second there. Gaining the ability to trade with all of these other factions is really important for me, actually. We're going to smash Grimhold next turn. Well, Grimhold's got quite a big force, but we're going to smash it anyway. We're obviously going for this one for the time being. That's very good. Anyway. Buffs against Beastmen are good, because I'm inevitably going to come into conflict with the Beastmen, as they are one of my natural enemies. So, we've also got the Dwarfs there fighting in Nuln. So we're going to be hitting the Crooked Moons here. So we're going to be taking them out relatively quickly, guys. So that's not a huge worry for me. And as soon as we can, we're going to start getting our trade routes around the place. Routes is... I'm not even going to go there with that terrible, terrible joke, guys. I apologise. So yeah, they're pulling back away from the Beastmen. They've lost another place there. I'm going to turn my lord around. Because... Oh no, that's going to be Skaven Ruins. Derp. I'm going to turn my lord around to try and settle. Hang on. That wouldn't work particularly well. I'm not particularly bothered about these guys suffering, though it does obviously affect my amber income, so I do need to be a little careful of it, but I'm not that fussed. Obviously at the moment we are fighting against the Gobbos, and it's just going to be Gobbos in these places defending, I believe, if they've done this faction correctly. So we'll see how all of this goes. Now I believe I'll have to see how the mages are for this faction on this one, but I believe I'm not a huge fan of their mages for the Wood Elves, because they're more about buffs and healing, and I prefer big, extravagant, fiery spells. I know they're not necessarily as good, but they're more pretty, which is not the thing to think about. But I'm not necessarily playing for strategy, guys. I play for fun. So there are people who are far better at the meta out there than me. I play for fun, and I win by boring but sensible tactics. You know, there are people out there who do all sorts of fantastic, really interesting tactics, and I'm not as interested. Well, I am interested in them, but I generally don't. Ooh, so where do I want to
Shield of Athelloren, I bring pain.
Obviously, Grimhold is going to be our first place to hit. We are going to get ourselves out a few bits first.
Elenil, destroy.
How long until our oak is built? 3 turns.
Treading
So we're going to go
soft-
there, then there. So we're getting lots of good friendships with everybody around us. How about Southern Kingdoms? How are we
The
doing with these
Empire.
guys?
I
They
am ready
are
to
beginning
parley.
to like me
I hope you
much
pack
more
not.
now. They are still rejecting my non-aggression pacts.
I am ready to parley. I hope you're not likely.
For the moment. And again, this is the thing. It's making everybody around me friendly with me. To build that nice big chunk of allies around me. As I said, we're going to expand my trees up here, which will give us a nice border, and we'll potentially expand a little bit into some of the Empire territory. Assuming somebody else doesn't deal with them, like these guys, which is good. And in fact, the dwarves, Clan Angrund, have expanded down into the Empire there, which is good. And again, they are not a faction I necessarily... I don't want to upset the dwarves. I'm more than happy staying friends with all that dwarves. That might not be law-wise, but game-wise, they're a good faction, and I'm going to try and stay friends with all the good factions. I know there are people who go to war with everybody as the Wood Elves around them and just expand locally, but I don't find I prefer doing that as much. I prefer expanding away. So a few turns we're going to get our first confederation of, and that, as I said, that is probably going to be with Drufu. At some point, because it's going to take so long to up the Oak of Ages to its max, I will probably take the other Wood Elf factions by force, because it is worth it, because it will massively buff up my income having all four settlements there, because they all provide various buffs. They all have a special building in them, guys,
You stand
which provides a
before
good
the king
buff.
in the woods. Speak.
Yeah, more than happy for an non-aggression pact with you guys. All the Empire factions are my friends. And Bretonia is expanding up. So while the Norsicans have invaded Bretonia, they've been pushed out now. Bretonia has also invaded Norsca, which is something you do see happening quite a bit. And is now that they can do that, it's quite an interesting tactic. Though it's also a very high risk tactic, because obviously they're not necessarily the safest bits of territory for them, because they're hard to hold for them. So I imagine Bretonia will get lots of uprisings up there. Again, the other faction I potentially want to have a war with at some point is the High Elves, because apparently I can use some of their settlements.
Can I offer assistance?
Campaign buffs, reduces upkeep.
Going forth.
The military buffs are probably good, I just don't feel a need for them. They're all fanatics. They will break quite easily. You know what? I'm just going for this now. I can't be bothered waiting. We're going to jump in and we're going to smash this settlement and rebuild. I don't know if I'll knock it over. I might just capture it. We'll work it out. I make more money by knocking it over and capturing it. I don't really have an income issue at the moment. It's not huge, but we're going to be able to start throwing out trade soon, hopefully, if Drufu's got the right building. Sorry, Durfu. Feel free to keep telling me off for that, guys. Right, you guys are not holding them. They are going to be held by some of our fear-producing units.
Deepwood host!
Deepwood archers!
Yes!
You guys can form behind, because you'll go up second.
Your orders. Lord of the Hunt.
Okay.
Aye! Yes! As you command, orders! Immediately!
Quickly! With haste!
Get everyone moving forwards. Oop.
With speed.
I love the fact that these guys can shoot as they move.
Foes of Athelloren!
Right, anything up here I'm really worried about. Absolutely nothing up there I'm worried about at all in the slightest. Just I was wondering if I wanted to focus fire on anything.
Aim! Release!
Let's focus fire on this guy. Focus fire is always better because you do a lot more damage and you shred a unit quickly. But these are little gobbos, so I'm not going to have massive issues dealing with them.
We are the forest's wrath! Carlos, guide us!
Let's hit some of those Night Goblin fanatics the other side of the wall.
Weapons! Loose!
Asway, climb! It will be done!
Eternal Guard! With haste! As you say!
You guys can form up. I'm going to send all these guys up these towers actually, so that I don't exhaust them. You guys can charge that way. You guys can charge straight down into here. We're shredding that unit back there.
Bowman, ready!
Let's hit this next unit of fanatics. And their general.
For the guides. As you say.
Let's throw a couple of spells out here.
In the woods.
You can move a bit closer to the gates just to buff everybody up. We're shredding them on the walls here.
Archers,
My archers are happily ripping them to pieces. Ooh. Yeah, they're not going to hold long.
eager and ready!
Aye! For Eldrazar!
You guys can charge down now. Oh no, we've still got one unit active up here.
Our bows are yours! Steady!
You guys can all push up here.
Kurnos, bless us! Hiding in wait!
You guys can all jump in on them.
Eternal Guard!
Eager and ready!
Now we can start charging down.
For Isha!
Oop, there goes their ability. That is nasty ability, so I don't want it to hit me too much, but I'm not that fussed. We are cracking these guys. This is the thing, and this is what I love about Dryads and the Woodland units, the Tree Men units. They just cause so much. They cause fear in the enemy. They are really good siege units because they just break the enemy so much. And with the archers hitting them as well, They just take so much damage. And there's so much morale hits very quickly. And this entire side can now focus on those trolls. Their morale is shooting down now. Let's move on to these guys. This side can all charge down against these guys. I really should let Orion in, shouldn't I? Oh, can he get in now? Yes. Completely shattering them on the on that side.
Annihilate all! I hear you. To battle! Right away.
And this is it, guys. So that was a really good victory. My war dancers took quite a lot of damage, but that's the type of unit they are. They will always take quite a lot of damage. So nice solid victory for us there. Another lovely little place for us to start growing our trees held up in these mountains then. And we're going to keep pushing along through the mountains and smashing the crooked moons and taking them out so that they will, and with the dwarfs hitting them on the other side, we should be able to do a lot of damage to these guys nice and quickly. It's 10k for that, but I do lose a lot of troops by doing it. I'm okay at the moment, so we're going to siege this territory. And we're going to go for one which buffs up our entire faction. I'm actually going to change some of these guys around. So, Pavillon I'm going to change to a marble mine. 2 turns on that.
I live to serve.
Right, Orion has leveled up again. We've buffed up these guys nicely. What do we get from these ones? So we might go for some of those later on, but for the moment... Oh, passive. Extra melee attack for everybody around. It's not bad. Though, no, for now... That's very good. All allies are in range. Range is 30 meters. I'm going to start buffing up our damage because these two certainly, basically everything here is huge buffs for me. So, well, for my army. I suspect, I hope the Empire are going to start pushing back shortly. So I really don't want the dwarfs being too big and powerful, though the dwarfs do tend to end up quite big and powerful by their very nature in this. But then again, if it wasn't them, it would be the vampires pushing that way, so actually... and the Empire still have their home territory, I believe. They have all of their home territory? Yeah, I believe they've got all of their home territory of Altdorf, so that's not bad. That's annoying, because if I had somebody there, I'd be able to get that port. I do want to get the ports down there. And once we've dealt with the crooked moons, we're going to Forest Astelia, and then we'll work out where we're going next. And I do need to keep an eye on those beastmen, because if they start heading north into my territory, they could burn through me quite quickly, and there is a good chance the Skaven might cede territories behind them. You know, take over territories behind them. Anyway, guys. Ooh, let's see. We've got vampire faction here. Is that Musilion? Up there for some reason. Do they have... No, that's Marienburg. Anyway, right, as I was saying, guys, at the end of this term, we're going to be ending this one, because we're at 34 minutes now. So, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you are enjoying it so far, guys. It's a bit of a different tactics, a bit of a different campaign. I'm not the best with the armies. They're far more mobile. I'm generally not at best. I'm not great at mobile armies, as you probably guessed from my love of the dwarves and my love of the lizardmen. I love heavy armies. I can just... While the lizardmen are probably a bit more aggressive than I'm used to. You know, I like more traditional types of armies. It's why I'm not a great cavalry general, actually, either, because I'm not a hugely good cavalry general. I like having my line and being able to hold it. Now, if I ever do a co-op campaign, what I need to do is I need to find somebody who's a good mobile general who can command my cavalry, for example. I do love the way that your trees get set up in any way you take it. Okay, so Clan Skya are now at war with me.
Step forth, true friend of the...
Anyway, as I said, guys, we are ending this here. Thank you very much for watching.